Hello. Uh,
Oh,
this is Pastor Darren, and of course, the person that you see on the screen with me probably needs very little introduction for most of you. Alli Thompson is with me from quite a distance away. We love the technology of Zoom allowing us to do this, even though our times are separate, several hours apart. Alli, go ahead and just for those that may be watching that don't know you, don't know what you're up to, go ahead and give yourself a little introduction, please.
yeah. Hi, everybody. It's good to be able to say hello to everyone and to, yeah, have this opportunity. Thank you so much, Pastor Timberlake, for doing this. So yeah, I am a missionary with YWAM, which is short for Youth with a Mission. So it's an international mission organization, and I'm located in Hong Kong. And I've been here for about 7 years. It'll be 7 years this fall. And currently I am on the leadership team at our base, kind of overseeing day-to-day operations. I'm also the training leader at our base. So I work with our discipleship training schools, our school of worship, coordinating with the school leaders, accepting students, and organizing schedules, and also do a lot of random tasks around the base as well. But yeah, that's mainly what I'm doing right now.
Well, also, for everyone, the kind of the purpose of this interview today is the sermon series we're in right now, Nothing Shall Separate Us, talking about how our relationship with Christ as believers gives us a unity, a bond, a community that goes above and beyond our need to share a physical space. So that whether we're 6 feet, 6 miles, or 6,000 miles apart, we still have community. And so, Alli, I just kind of wanted to ask you, first of all, just being separated from family and friends by such a great distance, how do you feel? Is there a way that you feel connected to others despite that?
I think internet is a huge blessing in that regard, in the fact that we can do things like this, like Zoom or Skype, and even just messaging. My family and I, we have a message group. We send photos. We call on a regular basis. And I think just reaching out, staying connected to people. I have friends all over the world, and so things like Facebook is really nice to be able to stay connected in that way. But I think just the relationship I have with people that we've developed in the past when we were in proximity together, that friendship, that relationship, I think is what kind of keeps us connected despite the distance. So we can go weeks or years without talking to each other, but yet we can still, when we connect, because of the relationship we have, we still feel very connected and bonded. Even some friendships I have, like, because of the foundation that is rooted in our relationship with God and with one another, it's really strengthened our friendship. So despite the difference in space, we can still stay connected.
And on those lines, the next question I had to ask is about your relationship with Christ. Would you say, or what would you say that adds to the bond? I mean, there's obviously the family relationships, the friends, people you went to school with, but what is it about having a relationship with Christ and being a servant of Him that kind of adds to that for you?
I think my relationship with Christ and knowing my identity, receiving a revelation of who I am as his daughter, has really helped me in knowing my security in the relationships that I have as well. Knowing you not have to please people in relationships, but can be myself, can be who God made me to be in those relationships. That really helps. And also loving people for who they are, in where they are in their life as well. I think it helps in that connection.
Excellent. Okay. Well, obviously, with what's going on globally with our struggle against COVID-19, just want to talk about your ministry. How has it changed? What's different about now than it was 4 months ago for you with your ministry there?
Yeah. So our YWAM base, in March or mid-March, we had a spike in cases here in Hong Kong. And we were in the midst of a discipleship training school. The students were about 2 weeks away from going on outreach, which outreach was going to be Hong Kong, obviously. And so we had to make several adjustments in how outreach would look. We actually put them in lockdown within our base community, and they did a lot of online ministry, making videos, posting them on YouTube and Facebook, and reaching out through relationships they already have online. As a base community, because our normal outreaches weren't able to be happening as we were practicing social distancing, we got a connection with some chaplains in a couple different hospitals here in Hong Kong. And we learned about, Hong Kong has like a documentation system of the patients who had COVID-19 and were in different hospitals. And so we were able to see, you know, all these people in the hospital and pray for them specifically. We would know their age and their gender, and we could pray for them. And so we made over, I think about 300 personalized handmade cards with words from God words of encouragement from God in every single card for every single one of those people. And the chaplains distributed them to the hospitals. And also we had, like, you know, COVID was affecting people all over the world. And so we had some connections in different YWAM ministries and churches around the world that were quite hard hit. And so we made some encouragement videos and sent to them as well with words from God that we had received in prayer. And then as things started opening up here in Hong Kong, we were able to do some ministry in the city. And we're so excited because we were able to accept some camps, some youth camps into our facilities. So we had 4 camps lined up for July, but unfortunately the spike has happened again and we had to close down those camps. So we're just really praying that hopefully we can get through this this spike in cases and receive those young people back into our community.
Wow, it sounds like you guys have been really busy, and that's awesome. I always love to hear what's being done. Adaptations on the mission field are one of my favorite things to observe. Do want to ask just real quick, people are kind of wondering, with changes in the future that may be connected to COVID or not, people just kind of want to know, are you worried?
I personally do not feel worried. I know that there could be a lot of changes happening in my city. There have been a lot of changes happening in my city in the last year with COVID and with other things going on. And I really feel that God has called me here for this time, as it says in Esther, for such a time as this, to be in this position. And Hong Kong has a window of time to be free to share about Jesus, to go into the streets, to go into the schools, and share about God. And I really feel that in this season, myself and our base community, we want to take that opportunity to go and keep pressing in for God's plans and purposes for this city, because we do believe that God has a special call for Hong Kong as a harbor city to come in, welcome in, and send out people. And we really want to see the young people of Hong Kong rise up and as missionaries, as people of God, sharing the love of God with people around them. And that's our heart, is to disciple this generation to know God and to make him known.
Awesome. Well, just kind of let us know what's next for you. What's coming up immediately? What are you working on in this next season of ministry?
Yeah. So in a couple weeks, the second week of August, August 10th, we have a school starting at our base called School of Worship. It is a secondary YWAM school that is focused on using worship as a strategic tool in missions. And as the training leader, I am working with the school leader and the staff to help facilitate the school. I have not actually taken the school myself, so I'm kind of like a student staff for this school. I'll be attending the lectures and taking part in some of the activities, but also helping as a bit of the staff role as well. Also preparing for the next discipleship training school, which will start in January, if we can get people to travel here. Luckily, our School of Worship we can host with some of our staff here at the base will be participating, as well as a few local Hong Kong people will participate in the school. And just serving the base in lots of different ways as well. We're trying to do some renovation projects with our dormitories as well to make it a little bit more cozy when our guests come in. So
That's awesome. That all sounds great. How can we help? What ways can we partner with you as a church and as a community?
I think, of course, first of all, just praying for Hong Kong, praying for the future of Hong Kong, and for God's plans to be done, and for us to really be able to move forward with the call that God has given our base community here at YWAM Harbor City. And praying for these upcoming schools that I'm involved in. And just praying for me, like on the mission field, and having the energy and being able to manage the time. I'm learning right now in this season of greater time management. So I think pray for me in that regard. Also, you can pray for me financially, and also pray if you can partner with me financially. Hong Kong is a very expensive city, and I've been blessed with an amazing roommate for the last 5 years that I've been in this apartment, but she is getting married in October. And so I will be on my own in my apartment and having to foot that bill for my rent. So I do need more monthly support to cover my monthly rent, as that will be a change coming on in my life. So just pray for me in that time.
All right, Alli. Well, I just want to give you one chance. We didn't talk about this, but is there anyone you just want to give a shout out to while you're on this recording real quick?
Yes, of course, Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa, hi. And also Amber and Tyler and Riley and Nora and Evie and Jess and Justin. You all know. The McCorkindales, hello to everybody. The Wards, we love you. I'm missing a ton of people, I know. But I just thank you all for your love and your support throughout all the years. So, yeah.
All right.